strength, military press. Oh, and the knees to the midsection. Breaker counter.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, and
acknowledge us.
Hey, guys, we're here at WWE Raw. Cody Rhodes and John Cena face off in Scotland. We are talking about Monday Night Raw for March 24th. So we'll go over the whole thing about Monday Night Raw, go over the show, go over the rating of the show, and we'll also cover the grading as well. Not just the grading, but definitely current news, and we'll go over the bonus round. The bonus round for today will be why the New Day, heel experiment has failed. You guys get the lights up into the ring. We definitely gonna dive into this whole situation about it now. But before we do go any further, though, guys, let's look at the Raw match card. Let's look and see as follows. Now, this is the Raw match card. We do have 2 championship matches. We got CM Punk in the promo, John Cena, Cody Rhodes face off second week in a row. Jey Uso in a mystery tag team partner versus A-Town Down Under in a team of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. We have Lyra Valkyria defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Raquel Rodriguez. And we also have in the main event, we do have as well Bron Breakker. He's defending the Intercontinental Championship in the main event of the show versus Penta. Let's go over the first part of the show. Let's see what happened. The opening segment. Now, the opening segment was John Cena. John Cena, he cooked. He got on the whole thing. He really got into the crowd. I know people been dogging his promo, saying it's whack. I don't know why, but John Cena's been telling the truth the whole entire time. He said that too, that that he was going to ruin wrestling. He pretty much took a page out of Jon Moxley's book. The same thing he's saying AEW, but however, he's unlike Jon Moxley in AEW, he's doing it right. And he went off to let the crowd saying John Cena sucks, F Cena this, F Cena that. And then he also says he's purposely going to ruin wrestling he's going to do that by winning 17 championships, and nobody will remember Ric Flair, and they will have to say Cena's name forever. And he even said on top of that he promised to retire the title when he leaves. So that definitely got the crowd upset. He talked about the kids in the crowd, everything. He even talked about how the spinner belt, he mentioned the spinner belt too, that the crowd always gets give him negative reaction, which they do. And he also said, with that being said, that he gonna do something else with that title, meaning he will retire it. Then Cody came out. He said he made a mistake thinking there was a difference between the old and new scene because he might be dangerous he ever been. And Cody challenged Cena to a fight, but Cena in heel fashion walked away. So we definitely gonna get that big match at WrestleMania 41. But that was a good way to kick off Raw. But let's go on to the next part of the show. First match of the night, we have A-Town Down Under going against the Usos. The mystery tag team partner was no other than Jimmy's brother, Jimmy Big Jim. Good solid match between these two teams. No slip-ups from Jey Uso this week. The Usos won a match by hitting the 1D on Austin Theory, and he got the pinfall. Then Gunther, of course, as usual, come out after each match, and he took out Jimmy, and then him and Jey Uso get into it. They tried to play off the whole Jey tripping up, diving, and make a mistake there. And also, he slipped before he was about to do a spear. They played off that. but it really didn't do nothing. But it's set up for the WrestleMania match. We'll talk more about that match later. Next match on the card, we had ourselves the first title match of the night. Lyra Valkyria defended the title against Raquel Rodriguez. It started off solid at some points, but somewhere near the middle match it kind of got dull. But at the end of the day, Lyra Valkyria is still a defending champion. She retained the title by countering Raquel Rodriguez to Hana Bomb, and she got the pinfall victory. But she was attacked by Raquel and Liv afterwards. But she got some help by Bailey. Bailey came out and helped her out. She helped fend off Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And at the end of the day, we saw Raquel and Liv out of the ring, but we saw Bailey and Lyra standing tall and Bailey peeping. She was peeping Lyra's title. I saw that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but good ending to that match. Let's go to the next match of the card. All right, we got ourselves a women's world title situation. We got ourselves that going on right now. And the thing about it is, the situation Adam Pearce was trying to clear up. All women like Io Sky came out first, then Bianca, then Rhea all interrupted him. We know that Rhea Ripley signed her name on the contract last week at the contract signing. Adam Pearce said, regardless of that, she will not be added to the match. What he said he will do, however, is going to give Rhea Ripley a rematch for the Women's World Championship. That will be next week on Monday Night Raw. And also added, Bianca Belair will be special guest referee. After that, all women attacked each other. Io got Rhea and Bianca they attacked each other. Then Io and Rhea attacked Io. Bianca hit the KOD on Io outside of the ring on top of Rhea Ripley. So that'll be interesting to see how that match goes next week. But let's get on to the next part of the show. All right, we had ourselves Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. Now, this whole thing started by Chad Gable. He was supposed to wrestle Dragon Lee, but he said he was quote-unquote sick. He had a doctor's note. However, Chad Gable requested that El Grande Americano, take his place to wrestle Dragon Lee instead. As most of us know, we know that that's really Chad Gable. Chad Gable requested that. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee was not buying it, but they still had the match, and this was actually a solid match. I like how both these men went at it. I would love to see what they're going to do with this character, because I really would like to see Chad Gable be Chad Gable. But at the end of the day, what was interesting in this match, the turning point was Americano had pulled off Dragon Lee's mask, and he was forced to tap out the ankle lock because he did not want to show his face due to the lucha community and their culture when it comes to that mask. We all know when it comes to lucha libre, we do know that it is very important to that heritage that they do not take the mask off. Meanwhile, Dragon Lee did tap out to Americano, and El Grande Americano won his debut match. No quotes. Let's get on to the next part of the show. Let's get there. We had the main event. The main event here that we got is Bron Breakker defended the Intercontinental Championship against Penta. His first opportunity challenging for the Intercontinental Championship with Penta. But yes, that's what's going on. Also, I would say good match by these men. They definitely did their thing in this match. Bron Breakker did his thing, countering Penta. Penta did his thing. Both men worked very well, and it's not they worked very well together, but very good match, especially in the main event.
Flat out strike, military press. Oh, the knees to the midsection. Breaker counter.
But like I said, it was a good match. However, it did not end clean. We saw disqualification from Judgment Day. We saw Carlito. We saw Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio all interfere. So that let us know that Finn Balor is still part of this Intercontinental Championship title picture. So that was the end of that. And at the end of the day, that was it. But Bron Breakker still is Intercontinental Champion. But let's go to a rating of the show. What did I think of Monday Night Raw? All right, we have some good moments here, guys. A lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff happened. We are still on the road to WrestleMania. Can't forget about that. I would say when it comes down to my rating for the show, when it comes to rating, the grading will come down to a 4 out of 5. I give Monday Night Raw. I thought it was a solid show. It was some hiccups there that we'll speak on shortly. But I thought it was a solid show as a whole. Cena, he said some very truthful stuff in the promo. Like I said, I don't know why everybody's hating on Cena so much, but let's see what people in the community have said about Monday Night Raw. All right, let's see what people are saying. 70% gave it an A, 18% gave it a B, 5% gave it a C, and 6% gave it a D or F. So you guys can always cast your vote at the Red Carpet Ring in the community tab section. But yeah, this is what I thought of the show. Meanwhile, let's go over what we're wrong and what we're right. Let's do that. We're gonna check that out. We'll check that out. We'll check that out here in a second. All right, we gotta go. What happened? All right. First things first. What went wrong? I gotta say this. If no one else says it, I like Chad Gable, but I feel like WWE has treated him like a joke now. This man, not too long ago, just re-signed with WWE. We thought he was going to be, if not Intercontinental champion by now, at least be in a title hunt to become Intercontinental champion, and that is not the case at this point. And at this point, this is something that's not okay with me.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So that's one thing I did not like about this particular episode. Let's move on to another part of the show I am not a favor of. We got to talk about this. I seen a shift here. I actually talked to Good Bread Wrestling about it. Jey Uso, his white hot run as Yeet, it's cold now. He's not as over he was. It seemed like Jey Uso, we think that he's the number one man in the company because at one point, not right now, but at one point he was the top merchandise seller. According to research, he's not so much anymore. Since then, I will say as well, Jey Uso he's a hype man. He goes off energy and he goes off of that. And I think that's why he botches sometimes, like he did with the dive last week. And I think even his promos, he gets stuck on the promos. He kind of pauses or he gets too emotional. He goes off adrenaline way too much. However, Jimmy Uso's complete opposite his brother. He's way more comfortable in his promos and he takes his time before he does moves. I just want to say Jey Uso, his run that's getting cold, it's going to end up hurting him if he does win the World Championship at WrestleMania 41 against Gunther. That's all I'm saying. But with that, it's not cool.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
That's another thing I saw about this episode of Monday Night Raw. And I may even touch on this even more about this at some point. But let's go over another part of Raw I didn't like. New Day, they had a segment. Now they want the tag team titles. Like, it took this long. But I'm gonna talk about New Day. I don't want to get into it, but this here is just something else, and it's just not going. It's not going well as planned.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
However, let's shift over to what went right with Monday Night Raw. We gotta talk about that. There's some things that did go right with the show this episode, and we gotta talk about it. First off, let's talk about John Cena. John Cena, he speaks the truth again in promo, second week in a row. I like how this new John Cena character, even though he's a heel, he's speaking truth, and he's speaking how the fans felt about him for years, especially over the last 25 years. And he's really, he's continued to personify his heel character, and that's a plus in my book.
Yeet.
So John Cena, he's definitely going in. And I can't really blame him for the way he's been feeling towards the fans, because fans, y'all have not been nice to John Cena over the past 25 years. You're just starting out to embrace him now his career is over. He got the merchandise, the last real champion. I loved it when he said that. You know, that's the new merchandise. And he also got the last time is now. It's perfect. It's going very well. The only thing is we got to see what's up. He has not acknowledged The Rock alliance. So that's the only thing he's not acknowledged since he has turned heel at Elimination Chamber. But we'll get to that at some point. I know he has one more appearance before WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens later on. We got one more week of Cena coming on Raw, which is next week. However, I'm going to talk about something else that is good with Raw. Finally, as The Rock would say, the men's and women Intercontinental titles are being highlighted. This week, we had the women's and the men's Intercontinental Championship matches being highlighted. It's not so much all about the men's and women's world titles, but definitely the men's and women's Intercontinental Championship matches. And with that, that is a plus in my book.
Yeet.
So I like that too. That is a very good thing. But other than that, though, guys, let's look over next week's matches for Monday Night Raw. These are next week's matches as advertised. We do have the Women's World Championship match. Rhea Ripley gets a rematch for the world title. This is the last opportunity she has before WrestleMania 41. And this time, Bianca Belair will be special guest referee. I don't think it's going to end well clean. I do see this being a triple threat still, regardless of Bianca being special guest referee. Logan Paul will call out AJ Styles on Raw. He did do a IG, call AJ out, talk crap about AJ. So we're going to see that further storyline going along next week. We do have a one-on-one Jimmy Uso versus Gunther next week on London, England, Monday Night Raw. And, of course, the last appearance of John Cena before WrestleMania 41, Cody Rhodes and John Cena Part 3, face-to-face. Maybe John Cena will actually speak to Cody this time and say words besides saying one word. But other than that, you guys let me know what you think. We are going to move on now. We will go to the current news. Current news, guys, if you guys didn't know, Gail Kim is out of TNA. Gail Kim, who used to be in WWE, she is more known for TNA, a former TNA Knockouts Women's World Champion, a TNA Hall of Famer. It says here that TNA has sent out emails saying that Gail Kim, Ariel, I can't pronounce their name, Rob Kliegman, and Michael Shruzchenko are leaving the company. They didn't state the reason why she's out, but this is shocking due to Gail Kim's history with TNA. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Gail Kim is no longer with TNA. She was a producer over the women's division. She was involved with a lot of women's stuff going on in TNA. As we know, TNA has resurged. They're at a resurgence point now. They quickly climbed up back to where they were, especially with the partnership with WWE. So it sucks to see her go. Hopefully she finds, other work, and wish the best luck in her future endeavors. We got more news, however. All right, good news, one part. The show LFG, Legend Future Great, will be renewed for season 2. Now, this is a new episode says